So today I'm going to share my favorite way on how to develop a character. Now usually as a panster what I do is I just write and the character develops overall. But from what I've spoken to other writers and learned, what I've understood rather is that there are several ways you can make your own character. You can look up the different 16 personality types and base your character off of that. You can base your character on a real person, which is honestly what I instinctively do and what I'm going to talk about further. Now, basing a character on a real person is difficult because you don't want to rip someone off and put their exact personality in a book. I mean, you can do that, I suppose. But the one time I did that, I came under serious fire for that. So I tend to avoid that, right? So, but when you're basing a character of a few people, you're taking traits from one person, you're taking traits from another person and mixing them, you get a really unique character. And the best part of basing a character on real people is that your characters will be realistic. Plus, if it's people you know very well, then your characters will, excuse me, if it's people you know very well, then your characters will be people who you know very well, right? I mean, okay, that sentence did not make sense. What I meant to say is, if you base your characters off people you know very well, you will know your character instinctively, you will know your character deeply, and that will help you decide the actions your characters are going to take, and those actions are going to feel much more natural. It will not feel like your character is strong arming the plot away from you because you know your characters well enough to actually know what they will do in a given situation, as opposed to creating a situation, wanting a particular outcome, and forcing your character into it, which obviously will not work because characters do as characters want. So, I will explain further with an example. The current story I'm writing is about a mall where characters get stuck, and one of the characters is based off of one of my best friends. This has helped me make realistic dialogue for that character because now I know how this character speaks. This has helped me have a set of ethics for this character. While the character is not completely based on my friend, the portions of the character, the reassuringness, for example, which I have taken from my friend, has helped me develop that character into a round character instead of a flat character. A round character, as I mentioned before, is a character who changes when external situations act upon them. A flat character stays the same. A flat character, for example, would be someone who has strong enough ethics and morals that no matter what happens, those ethics and morals, despite being challenged, do not change. And this can be a good thing in your story, but most interesting stories have round characters because they are more dynamic, because we see them grow, we can give them character arcs. We need a few flat characters sprinkled throughout the story, obviously, but usually our protagonist is a round character. So this is, in my opinion, one way you can develop a realistic, dynamic character by basing it off a few people you know and taking traits from people and trusting your own instincts instead of putting a character in a situation where you know the outcome and want the character, no matter how inauthentic it is, to come to that outcome or reach that outcome. Excuse me. You should instead know your characters well enough to know whether that outcome will be reached by them naturally or not.